Hey everyone, welcome back to Louise Plus 10. I hope you've all had an absolutely amazing Christmas. We actually went away for a week over Christmas. It's been absolutely brilliant. We had my brother and sister-in-law down for a couple of days, and then they went home, and then we had a couple of the elder kids come down, and we've had such a lovely time. I did actually chill out for the last day or two at the apartment, but I tell you what, the consequences were really, really bad. The amount of stuff I had to clean up, as you can see from this room, was awful. However, we had a great time. We chilled out. But yeah, this is why I normally do things straight away. Now, when I walked back into the house, it was absolutely immaculate. It smelled amazing. And then as you saw from the dining room, and as you can see from the kitchen, everything came into the house and it was such a mess. So I spent the last few days trying to rectify and clean everything and get through all the laundry and God knows what. So it's been a really busy couple of days. Now, one of my presents for Christmas from one of my customers was a slow cooker, which was really, really lovely of her, bless her. Everyone rants on about these slow cookers, just how good they are. So I thought in today's video, we would try it out. If you've got a slow cooker, let me know what you think. Put a couple of recipes up. You know, I'm a sort of beginner at this, so anything would be gratefully received. Thank you very much. So today we are doing a chili con carne. It's something I normally do in a pan. So like I say, I'm new to slow cookers, so we're sort of trying it out for the first time. So people do say you don't have to cook the meat before you put it in the slow cooker. I actually am going to be browning the meat on the stove, as you can see, because I'd rather just know that it is sort of browned off at least before I transfer it into the slow cooker. So I've browned off the mince. I'm now sort of putting it into the slow cooker. I'm making sure I drain all the fat off because mince can be quite greasy. As you know, there's lots of fat in the bottom of the pan and I don't want all that in the slow cooker. I am adding a can of kidney beans, which is always popular with chili con carne, and I'm going to add 2 tins of chopped tomatoes. I'm also adding mushrooms. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but we all love mushrooms. And you know, I like to bulk things up with plenty of veg and things because it's another way of getting lots of veg into the kids. So I've just added some Coleman's chili con carne mix and I've added a little bit of water from the kettle. And these Coleman's mixes just add the flavour, giving it a bit of a stir. And then I've got it on a low heat. So whilst that is cooking, I'm going to get on with these dishes and clean up the kitchen a little bit because it's looking a bit grubby at the moment. So first off, when I'm doing my dishes, I always do the glasses and the cups first because the water is nice and clean. Don't want to be doing the plates first, mucking up all the water and then trying to do the glasses or the cups. So I've done the glasses, I've done the cups. I'm now just going to dry them off first because I've got a load more dishes. And the last thing I want to do is fill the draining board up that full that everything's falling off. You'll notice that I have my tap running in the middle part of the sink, and that is because when I've washed my dishes, I always rinse them off before putting them on the draining board because I don't like to see bubbles all over them. You know, I'd rather not be sort of eating off plates that have washing up liquid on them, if that makes sense. So I always rinse off my dishes first. So I've taken out the bowl in my sink because I'm now going to do the pan that the mince was in and it's really quite greasy. So I don't want all that grease being transferred into my bowl. So I'm using a metal scourer to do this pan because it's quite dirty, quite greasy, and we want to get it up really, really clean. And I know that a dishcloth is not going to do that. So we're giving it a really, really good clean. And then we're going to give it a good rinse afterwards. Now, my sink is really quite greasy with all that mince and the fat. So I'm just sort of bleach scrubbing it making sure it's really, really clean. And then I'm going to soak my dishcloths in bleach and water. Now, as you know, I do this quite often. My white cloth can sometimes look quite grubby and have stains on it. If we wipe things and do dishes, it can look quite dirty. So I just bleach it 3, 4, 5 times a day, and it comes up really white and clean, and it's really nice to see a clean dishcloth. So I've dried up my dishes and I've dried down my draining board, and I'm now just sort of putting things away in the kitchen, wiping up any marks on the worktop, and just getting it back into a sort of normal state. Give the food a bit of a stir. You'll notice I've got a new microwave. My white one was going rusty inside, as you know, and it didn't matter how clean it was inside, it still looked really dirty. Just the fact that it was rusty, and it really drove me bonkers, even though the performance of the microwave was okay. So I got a new one. So I bought myself some flowers from Morrison's earlier when I went shopping, so I'm just putting those into the vase and getting rid of the rubbish. And they're just going to sit on my kitchen windowsill. Again, just wipe the mess up straight away. Don't leave things to build up, just clean things straight away. Like this cooker hob, I'm giving it a bit of a wipe because we've been cooking the mince. If I was to leave that, I'd have to scrub it off because it'd go hard and in ground. So I like to do things straight away. So whilst I was away, I went in loads of different shops. It was a bit like shop till you drop. It was great. Loads of shops where we went. I bought a load of socks for the kids, so I'm just sort of pairing those up, getting rid of the rubbish, getting back to normality. And then I'm folding my cleaning cloths up. Now, I have about 30 odd cleaning cloths, and over a period of a couple of days I can build up several cloths. So what I do is I normally wash them 2-3 times a week. I like to let them build up first because I only wash them on their own, not with other laundry. So I'm filling a pan up with some water because I'm going to be doing some rice for the chili con carne. I buy the boil in the bag rice because it's much easier than trying to measure it all out. I am crap at making rice. And here we go, guys, the moment of truth. So we're going to put a bit of rice on the plate, add the chili con carne. And do you know what, guys? The kids absolutely loved it. So please let me know what you think of your slow cooker. As I've said, I would love to hear about it. I've also been bought an air fryer, so that's something else I need to try. And I've been bought a coffee maker as well. So we've got to try all these things out. Well, we're coming to the end of the video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care.